Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Nora is off tonight. I'm Major Garrett. We begin this Christmas night with scenes of utter destruction after an explosion this morning in downtown Nashville. Investigators believe it was an intentional act. Tonight, they are asking for the public's help in identifying who was behind it in order to bring them to justice, adding there appears to be no additional threat to America's beloved Music City. We do know that 3 people were wounded. All are expected to be okay. Police first went to the area responding to complaints of gunshots. They found this RV parked outside an AT&T building. The camper was blaring a recorded warning of an imminent explosion. Moments later, it happened. Take a look. Nearly 24 buildings along that entire city block are damaged, some heavily. Amid thick smoke, flaming debris, and shattered glass, terrified survivors cried out for help. This horrifying blast could have resulted in mass casualties. It was heard across the city and felt inside the heart of a nation shaken by a deadly pandemic and so much financial suffering. There is a lot of news to get to this holiday, and our team of correspondents is standing by. CBS's Jessi Mitchell leads off our coverage in Nashville. Jessi, good evening.
Major, tonight downtown Nashville is still sealed off. Law enforcement sources tell CBS News they have found what appear to be human remains near the site of the explosion. They have not indicated whether those remains belong to someone connected to the blast or from an innocent victim.
We've got structural damage for at least one solid block.
Witnesses say the Christmas Day blast was so powerful it could be heard 2 miles away. The explosion scattered debris for several blocks, setting cars on fire. From the air, it looked like a war zone. Several buildings had the windows shattered and their facades blown off.
The FBI, ATF, are conducting a large-scale investigation to this point. We do believe that the explosion was an intentional act.
Police released this photo of the vehicle they believe was responsible for the blast, which was caught on surveillance driving to the area. Officers responded to the scene after receiving a call about shots fired. Once on the scene, officers heard a recorded warning coming from the RV to evacuate now.
You can hear this message. Evacuate now.
Officers, upon hearing that, decided to evacuate the buildings nearby.
A bomb squad unit was called in, and as they were approaching, the blast went off. The blast happened around 6:30 a.m. 3 people were taken to the hospital. Their injuries are not life-threatening.
We had one officer that was knocked to the ground.
The FBI tells CBS News they are looking at all possibilities around the early morning explosive act.
And we're putting everything we have into finding who was responsible for what's happened here today.
Law enforcement says there is no other imminent threat to the city at this time. They've swept the area with bomb-sniffing dogs. They believe the RV had been parked in the area since Christmas Eve. Major.
Jessi Mitchell, thank you.